Welcome back to Breakdown. SEC versus the Big Ten. JJ, today is January 19th, 2025, and the big one is tomorrow.
Big one is tomorrow.
The big one.
Big Ten versus the Big Independent.
Not the SEC. JJ,
Yeah.
Notre Dame and Ohio State.
Yeah,
For all the marbles.
all the marbles. Just like we all thought. Notre Dame.
Hey, so JJ, Notre Dame is playing their fourth Big Ten's team in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
They defeated the first 3. What does it look like to you with the Ohio State game?
Ohio State might be a little different. Indiana,
Penn State,
Penn
and
State,
USC.
and USC. They're a little. It's still weird to think of USC as a Big Ten team, but Indiana, Penn State, and Ohio State are a little bit more traditional Big Ten teams, and Ohio State's a little bit different. They're the $20+ million roster that everybody talks about.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I think this one's a little bit different. How big of an underdog is Notre Dame in this one?
I really don't know, JJ, but I'm gonna find out. Do you think Notre Dame got a chance to upset?
I mean, they have a chance, but I mean, they're gonna have to have a lot of people play incredibly well, play the games of their lives. I mean, the blueprint to competing with Ohio State is to do what Oregon did initially, do it Michigan did, do it Texas did, almost did. Where they were able to get pressure with 4 without blitzing, and they were able to mass coverages.
Notre Dame is an 8-point underdog.
Yeah.
8 points. JJ, by Notre Dame, JJ, before I talk about Notre Dame, I want to talk about the SEC.
Okay.
2 years in a row without a team in the championship game. Is the demise of the SEC complete?
The demise. Yeah, I mean, I think they still have, they'll still be the first to tell you that, they'll have the most NFL draft picks, they'll have the most 5 stars, they'll have the most whatever. I don't think I don't think like in the traditional sense there's a demise, but I think the days of them winning 16 out of 17 championships, I think those days are over.
Okay, like I said, 2 years in a row. And if you don't include Texas, they would have not even had a team in the Final Four.
Not this year.
But yeah, this year. But Texas made it this year. Interesting, JJ. The demise is not over. If the Big Ten win, it'll be 2 in a row. Would that be establishing a dominance for the Big Ten?
I think even if the Big Ten doesn't win, I think, just with Notre Dame being in Big Ten country, I think it just will be a reflection on northern schools in general. But, yeah, I mean, I think Ohio State, traditional powers, their big rival won last year. They ponied up all that money to compete against them this year.
And like you were in their jersey from last year's Maize and Blue. Okay. But no. Okay, but they ponied up all the money to turn the table in their favors this year.
Yeah, I mean the arms race is on, and I think Ohio State has every intention of going home with that trophy, and I think that's why Vegas has them favored by as much as they do. I think Notre Dame has a chance, but I think Ohio State's a big favorite for a reason.
Let me ask you this question, JJ. Given the fact that Notre Dame is in the championship game, what's the likelihood now that they're going to become a Big Ten member?
Ooh, man, if they win, they get what, $26 million?
Probably more than that. I mean, they've already established $20 million. That much I know.
Okay.
From right now, they've gotten $20 million. I don't know how much more they will get.
Maybe win or lose, they'll get $26 million because they probably get at least $6 million for losing.
That's what I'm thinking.
So they don't have to just split that with anybody. Why in the world would Notre Dame? Why in the world would they join a conference when they get that type of? I mean, they can put that right back into NIL.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah,
they can. So, but what about the years when they don't make it to the championship game?
I think the years where they make it to the playoff, I think they'll still, most of the time, when the years when they make it to the playoff, they'll get to host a playoff game. which is a lot of revenue, a lot of gate, a lot of opportunity to win that game as well. So, I mean, I think they're in a pretty good situation as is.
Well, JJ, this is the first year of the 12-team format. Did it go as planned? I know there's still one game left to be played.
Yeah, I mean, I think it went as planned. I think the Final Four had all teams that weren't in the top four seeds. So
Yeah.
I
They had
think
5, 6, 7, and 8 seed. And Ohio State is the 8th seed right now, and they're the favorite over the 5 seed.
So Notre Dame wouldn't have made it into last year's playoff. Ohio State wouldn't have made it into last year's playoff. I think this is what it's about. It's about showing, I don't think it's necessarily about getting the best team to win anymore. I think it's more like college basketball where it's, who can win the tournament. I think it's more of that type of.
You know what I'm kind of upset with that the teams were not reseeded after the first game because it very well could be a Big Ten versus Big Ten with Oregon and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Had they not had to go up against Ohio State initially, and they were the only undefeated team coming into the tournament, and their first game was against the tournament favorite, the playoff favorite. To me, it might take me a while to get over that, but right now, I still struggle with that. But that's okay.
Maybe one day they'll heed your advice and they'll start reseeding after the first round.
So, JJ, the 12 seed format's better than the 4 seed format.
You won't hear me complain about more football. I don't. For me, it works perfectly. I don't have any issues. What say you?
I like the more team, the more better. My only problem though was the dates, the rate, and the ratings. They playing on Thursdays and Fridays. Can't go up against the NFL on Saturdays and Sundays. So I mean that's a small problem for me. But overall, I appreciate it. The only thing I don't like is the way they were seeded. But I do like the fact that it's 12 teams. Now let's talk about the game, JJ.
Okay.
Name me a position where Notre Dame outclassed Ohio State.
Well, maybe their secondary.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just. That's what I'm asking you because you're the sports savant, and I want to get your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's much that has been made ado about Ohio State's corners and how they get picked on. Obviously, they have Caleb Downs, the all-world safety, who would be a top 10, top 5 draft pick if he was able to come out this year. But he's a true sophomore, so he has to play for one more year. Safety, isn't necessarily the issue, but their corners I think are. Notre Dame held Penn State's wide receivers to 0 catches against them, so. I mean, that says a little bit about Notre Dame's corners. It says a lot about Penn State's receivers.
Okay, because I was just about to ask you about Ohio State, their freshman receiver, and all 3 of their receivers though are just almost elite.
Yeah. The senior, the sophomore, and the freshman. Yeah.
Man, JJ, as I look at it position by position, I'm trying to think. Running back. Got to give it to Ohio State. They got probably the 2 best tandem running backs out there. The best receiving core in football.
I will say a healthy Jeremiah Love is better than either one of them, though, I would say. Either
Really?
Quinshon Judkins or
Henderson?
Travion Henderson, yeah.
I disagree, but that's just me.
Okay.
That's just me. I'll tell you what, you've been right way more this year than I have been. So I'm going to defer to you this year. But last year, I think I was a little better than you in predicting winners and stuff. But you did pick Michigan last year. And you say that a healthy Love is better than either Ohio State running back.
Yeah, he scored a touchdown in every single game. And I think you didn't get to see like how dynamic he has been. Once if you just started watching during the playoffs, I think you've seen like a beaten down.
Does like beaten down? How healthy is he?
That's the thing. I don't think we're going to be able to see I don't think we're going to see a fully healthy player. I think 75% at best. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how
Okay.
how good he feels, but he doesn't look like he doesn't look like
Okay.
himself. But
So given that their running back is not 100%, wow. How ugly can this get, JJ? The Oregon Ohio State game was got pretty ugly the second time around. Can this one be as bad?
yeah, I mean, if Notre Dame isn't going to be able to get pressure and make Will Howard throw from positions that he doesn't want to throw from, he's not used comfortable throwing from. Yeah, I think it could get real ugly real fast. I think you're gonna have to probably play a lot more zone than they're probably gonna have to play a lot more zone than they're used to. I think Notre Dame they play the most man of any team in the country, so they're gonna have to play a lot more zone than they're comfortable with. They're gonna have to assign a safety basically to Jeremiah Smith.
Surprisingly to me, Notre Dame was favored over Penn State, and they prevailed.
Yeah.
It was a close game. They won by 3 points. I'm just wondering, can the game tomorrow in, where are they playing, Atlanta, can that be a close game?
Yeah, I think the way that Michigan made it a close game,
Okay.
I think they can get a close game. I mean, they're gonna have to be able to get pressure.
Okay. And Texas played Ohio State a close game into the last, I'm gonna say 5 minutes. The game, the game was closer than the score.
Yeah, that famous Captain Jack 82-yard. Had that been a completion, it would have been a tie game.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. But can I ask you a couple of questions about Coach Ryan Day?
Yeah, ask away. What about
Okay. And I'll try to keep it short.
the Phoenix?
Has he had a successful season?
I think, if he loses in the championship game, I would say not necessarily, but he would have a successful enough season to not get fired. But yeah, I think he has to win the championship for him to have a successful season, I would say.
Okay. Has Notre Dame had a successful season?
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely for Notre Dame, and not so absolutely for Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's the better coach?
At this point, I think Ryan Day has more to show. He also has, some demerits on his record. Marcus Freeman started off with 3 straight losses to start his tenure at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
This past year, he lost to Northern Illinois. So
His only loss.
His only loss, yes, is to Northern Illinois. So he's not infallible in that respect. I think they're both really good coaches, though, and I think neither one of them really gets their due.
Okay.
Marcus Freeman, I know, is like 38, so he
And Ohio State has offensive coordinator, ex-NFL coach, ex-Oregon coach, ex-UCLA coach. He got a lot of credentials. Their offense is awesome. Man, I don't know what to say more about the game, JJ, other than let's do it.
Yeah, the last game of the season.
Does that make you sad?
You know what? I'm ready for basketball season.
Okay.
Well, kind of. Not ready for Arkansas basketball season, but yeah, I don't know.
They're 0-5 in the SEC right now. But JJ, before we get out of here, give me your yes or no on the point spread. You taking them, you giving them. 8 points. Ohio State versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Ohio State wins by more than 8 points.
You know what? I think Ohio State team is better than Notre Dame team by 15, 20 points. I'm taking the upset, Notre Dame. Just like Washington and Detroit Lions last night. Detroit had the skill position. They had every position covered. Detroit did.
So
Offense.
For the record, you're picking Notre Dame to cover And to win?
and to win.
And to win, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm out on a limb, but I'm out there. I'm holding on. JJ, you got anything else you want to say about the game?
No, I hope you're right, though.
Let's get out of here. JJ, before we get out of here, a question. Should I exit with my usual exit, or should I be too embarrassed to exit like that?
That this too shall pass. Eventually, John Calipari won't be the coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we'll be back into a celebratory mood. So,
WPS, Woo Pig Sui. Check out that game tomorrow. We out of here, Jay.
who they? 2025.
All right. Bam.